Yeah. We are a little behind. We're going to try to catch up, though, so let's get this thing going. All right, hello, everybody. Welcome. Happy Thursday, and welcome to another Virtual USA Flying Club event. It's the Hudson River Skyline flight, and this is the basic idea. We are here in New Haven, and we're going to be traveling along Long Island and then up the Hudson River, and we're going to end up here. Poughkeepsie, I believe, is where we're at. Yep, Hudson Valley Regional. And a fairly short briefing here because here's why. I had to work a little bit late. We're here. The rest of the group is here. We're going to attempt to get caught up and see what happens. We do have New York ARTCC helping us out. We greatly appreciate that. Let's see. I will be needing, it looks like, 128, 12. At some point here, we'll check in just a bit. I'm gonna be on Unicom while I get going here, though, from Brookhaven, and just letting the engine warm up here on the Carenado Cessna 170B. Yeah, it's been a while. We're gonna see what's happening. Hey, 757 Spy checking in with party of 35. Holy cow. Well, hey, Jesus saves. Good to see you, my man. Welcome to Prop Culture. Tuba Flight. Hey, good to see you. Kenny, as always, my friend. Welcome. Just trying to figure out how the heck we get out of Brookhaven here. I guess we're going to try to just figure that out together. So, yeah. I have no idea what the wind is doing right now because I had to cheat and set the set the weather for perfect conditions. There he's the hound. There he is. The weather really in this area right now is not VFR friendly, so we made a decision as a collective group to go ahead and just fudge the weather just a little tiny bit, so that we could make this flight visually, because it's gonna be a beautiful one, guys. It's right up that Hudson River, and so yeah, so please don't look too close at the weather conditions, because I know they are not accurate. They're not to what they're supposed to be, but hopefully you understand why. Thanks again, everybody, for popping in, and hope you enjoy this stream. It is extremely fun to be a part of this Virtual USA Flying Club. Oh, and I'm taxiing out over the grass here. We're heading down to runway 33, if I can get my bearings to depart. I am flying, funny you should ask, I'm flying the Carenado Cessna 170B, the tail dragger version. Now I understand this is the P3D Cessna, but I understand that Carenado did just release this to the X-Plane community, which is exciting. And I think had I not had already. The prop strike 170, I might be all over it because this is my kind of bird, guys. I'm telling you what. All right. Down we go, down we go, down we go. Oops. Forgive me if I'm a little off on the taxiing. As always, these tail draggers can be a little bit of a booger, but yeah, they're still fun. I think I'm going to take intersection departure Delta. I'm behind the rest of the gang, so if you look at VATSPY or VATtastic, you're going to see a clump of people heading up to Poughkeepsie, and some of them are already landing. And that's the actual group flight, but I said I would be here even if I was a little bit late. So that's where we're at, and that's what we're going to try to do. Let's see here. And Jet Pilot Cinnamon jumping in. JPC, I think you're on the ground already. I'm trying to catch up, man. I'll be there. I promise. You guys hang out in the FBO for just a little bit. I'll be there. I promise. Okay, let's do the run up. Oh yeah. The Corsair is even more crazy, isn't it, Kenny? I can't. Yeah, that is something else, right? Looking for mag drops here. Okay. All right, that looks pretty good. Let's give a carb heat pull. All right, and cycle that mixture. Okay, I think that looks like we're in pretty good shape. Let's pull a notch of flaps here, and all right, I think we're ready. Mixture full, and appreciate everybody who jumped in here. Sorry, I'll try to get caught up once I get going, but everybody that's hopped in the stream, give me a follow. Greatly appreciate you, and glad to have you along here. So let's see how this goes. I tried to set the winds to calm. I guess we're going to find out if that's indeed the case. Calm and clear skies, because it's going to be enough of a challenge flying this transition. So there we go. We are up. Flaps coming up. Fun little plane. I don't get in it nearly enough. I wish that I could spend a little bit more time in it, but it's just not in the rotation as much because of that doggone prop strike in X-Plane. That plane has got its hooks into me. Oh, you know what I forgot to do in all the commotion? I forgot to check in with anybody on the ground here. So yeah, JPC, I'm fashionably late. I'm already messing up procedures and all that good stuff.
Cardinal 1 Delta Alpha heading 010.
Check in, see if we can get a little flight following.
010. 1 Delta Alpha. Skyhawk 8 Hotel Sierra, enter right downwind runway 6.
Right downwind, wind for runway 6, 8 Hotel Sierra.
Alright, so there's lots of guys. I don't know that this is necessarily who I'm checking in with, but this is who we're going to check in with. I did file 1,500. We're going to just head down the coastline right now. And New York departure November 11816.
November 790 Delta Lima, enter left traffic, runway 6, extend downwind, I'll call you base.
We may just have to go without flight following because it looked like a pretty good turnout there.
November 21 Delta Alpha, field
JPC, it looks like you guys had, I mean, it's a cluster right now, but it looks like there's close to 20 people with you.
Alpha, make straight in, runway
That's
6,
pretty cool.
Straight in 6, clear to land, Delta. Number 1287 Tango, extend downwind, I'll call you base.
Alright. Definitely winter time here in the New York area.
Tiger 43 Whiskey Tango, traffic at your 2 o'clock and 4 miles is a Cessna Cardinal
So for those of you guys that just joined up, here's what we're doing. We're going to be flying along the south
Delta 248, turn left heading 280.
edge of Long Island, and then getting clearance to head up the Hudson River. We do have obviously some airspace issues here that we need to make sure we're accounting for, especially around JFK. So that's, hopefully we'll be able to get in touch with the controller there and
43 Whiskey Tango, were you able to intercept that localizer?
figure out if we can get the transition into the Bravo.
43 Whiskey Tango, negative.
Oops, we've climbed up to 2,000 feet already, so
43 Whiskey Tango,
let's go ahead and bring that down. We're going to
43 Whiskey Tango, just hoping to get vectors for visual 06.
It's like our
43 Whiskey Tango,
throttle is set.
Actually make a right.
Everything's in the green. We're making good power. Oil pressure is good. All this stuff over here. Carb heat looks good. Oil temp's a little on the high side, but
Delta 248 to center, maintain 2000.
alright. Let's point the nose down just a bit. Let's get on our route, and we'll get out here just south of this little strip of land. That way we can stay. The first airspace we do have to pay attention to is right around Islip. And I'll be honest with you, I have not flown this a lot VFR. Usually when I'm flying up here, I'm flying either a low or a high IFR route. I've flown it up here plenty of times slant alpha, but visually this will be actually up the Hudson River. This will be the first time I've attempted this.
And descend at your discretion at pattern altitude. The field will be at your 12 o'clock. 1287 Tango, spacing looks good.
All
If you
right.
can turn base now to
Well,
get you inside of another aircraft, that'd be great.
You want me to extend my downwind for 87 Tango?
Negative, turn base now.
Turning base for 87 Tango.
Number 314 Echo Mike, proceed eastbound, please.
so it'll settle down here in just a little bit, but as you can see, we're going to be in the business here pretty soon. And here is kind of what they're trying to figure out.
Just to the left of you at your 9 o'clock is Grumman Tiger on extended final.
And I can't figure right now if we want.
Follow him.
Looks
turn
to
base
me
now.
like this is CAM approach, and then over here we have LaGuardia. So that's who I have tuned in right now, and I think just if I have a second to catch him in mid-breath,
Number 780 Echo Papa,
we'll be all right.
I'll call you base. Number 240 Delta.
Now in the
248,
meantime,
right, heading 300.
let me tune in Kennedy just so we can kind of get a feel for how far out we are. Kennedy VOR is 1590.
Yes, I have.
Number 87 Tango, runway 6 for the land.
Clear to land runway 687 Tango.
Turn to 1 Delta Alpha, left Alpha, cross tree to the ramp. November 1 Delta Alpha, turn left on Alpha, cross tree to the ramp. Delta 248, turn right heading 010, intercept.
Oh, and I forgot this does not have a DME. Well, okay, that's not gonna help us. So let's just stay out. We're gonna stay clear, well clear here until we can check in. It looks to me like
Number 87 Tango, runway 6, clear to land.
we stay below 1,500.
Number 43 Whiskey Tango, runway 6, clear to land.
That we're okay in this outer shelf here, 7,000 to 1,500. But the problem here is, at some point we do want to turn and come up here past Newark, and we're going to need permission to do that. So what I'm going to do is probably take this departure out here a ways, just to make sure we don't get in this hornet's nest on accident. That is all the way down to 500 feet.
November 79 Juliet Whiskey, proceed eastbound, expect the right downwind runway 6.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Proceed east, expect right down.
Anybody jumping in here from 757?
0 Echo Papa, turn base.
If you're a real world pilot, don't be afraid to
November
speak up.
314 Echo Mike, I told you a left turn, sorry, so you're turning right. So do me a favor, just proceed northbound, I need you away from final.
Proceeding northbound.
Kenny, we're not in Kansas anymore. Yep, we are not.
November 197 Foxtrot Delta, expect to enter the right downwind for runway 6.
We're true VFR right now, just kind of keeping our head on a swivel
Runway 6.
and staying down here below 1,500.
248, 3 miles from Ebby, maintain 2,000 to establish localized cleared aisles for
So let's see, checking in. AK2, 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 thank you for the follow. No beta. Good to have you along. Nice to meet you guys. Brad Sam 67, Jesus Saves. Tuba Flight.
We have the traffic 8 Hotel Sierra.
Stathi.
Hotel Sierra, turn base, your discretion, follow him.
Thanks, guys.
We're
Thanks for
following,
hopping in.
Traffic for base on runway 68 Hotel Sierra.
November 1287 Tango, turn left on Alpha, cross tree to the ramp.
You know, it's kind of interesting.
New York approach.
I don't
164 with you.
I don't have any trepidation
November 790
flying
Delta Lima, runway 6,
a plane like this into a 900-foot mountain airstrip, but you get me in the city
November 780
and it's a whole different story, man. It's just like, what? This is not good. This is definitely not my comfort zone. But I love the ATC, I love the busyness, and I love learning new things. This is definitely going to be one of those situations.
United 20 tree, New York departure with me.
So this guy, by the way, is doing a masterful job. Not only does he have 15 to 20 flight following GA aircraft trying to sneak right through the middle of New York, but he's also making sure that the big heavies coming in do a nice job, or come in there safely. I mean, he's doing a nice job of that. And approach November 11816.
Right turn off the runway.
I stepped on him.
Then left Alpha, cross tree to the ramp. Have a wonderful day. Number 790 Delta Lima, right Echo, left Alpha, cross tree to the ramp.
New York approach.
314 Echo Mike, runway 6, clear to land. Number 3, following Cessna Skyhawk, 3 mile final.
The toughest part of this flight might be getting checked in.
Number 748 Hotel Sierra, give me one S turn, please.
I think we're going to be well south of
Say
the.
again on Discord if you could.
Sure, it's Cessna, or November 748 Hotel Sierra, maybe a couple S turns just for spacing between you and the Skyhawk ahead of you.
Oh, so we've
Yep,
got.
turns for spacing 8 Hotel Sierra.
Thank you, and November 780 Echo Pop, runway 6,
So
clear
we
to
must
land.
have some audio difficulties because this guy is actually broadcasting over the Virtual USA Discord channel too.
Delta 248, runway 4, right, clear to
That's
land.
nice of him.
Clear to land, 248.
And approach November 11816.
JetBlue 164 New York, are you with me?
Yeah, JetBlue 164, we're here at 9,000 feet.
Well, he knows I want to talk to him,
4, fly heading 040,
and I'm just going to kind of let him find a spot where he has a chance to reach out to us. That's the third time I've attempted to contact him, so he knows we're there. He just has a lot of other stuff going on.
United 2323, clear direct merit.
Direct merit, United 2323.
November 0 Echo Pop, without delay, exit right on Fox, left Alpha, cross runway 33 to the gate.
So as I'm looking here at the Hudson River route that our friend Mike Siniante has put together, it does appear that there may be some.
November 0 Echo Pop, left Alpha, cross tree to the gate.
There may be some things here that I need to check in on. You know, there's lots of these types of transitions through these busy airspaces, and we've done several of them through like LA and San Francisco, and I'm sure this is another one of those, but for the life of me, I can't find on the
Cleared in right downwind, runway 6.
I can't find on this chart, on this sectional,
197 Foxtrot Delta,
what that
enter
would
right
be.
downwind, runway 6.
Encouraged to use the
Enter
New York
right
VFR
downwind,
terminal area chart,
runway
which is
6.
what I'm on for
Delta
flights
248, can you
at
make
or
this
below
next left on,
7,000. That is
southbound,
us.
Cross runway 4 left, taxi to parking, monitor this frequency. Have a wonderful day.
So floors upward and above are protected. So
JetBlue 164
as long as we stay out
350.
here, we're in good shape.
United
1,500.
Northeast Boston offline radio service terminated. Change to advisory frequency approved. Have a wonderful day.
So our route has really been a little bit more like so,
Number 314 Echo Mike.
which
still show
which
you
hurts us a
away,
little bit
flying
because
away
you
from
don't
the
have
airport.
the little reference points that you do if you're flying closer, like the Cap Tree Bridge and things like that. We're going to have to see if we can see it from afar, but
040. Suggest heading 040.
yeah, it might be kind of tough to see that out there. That could be it right there, the Cap Tree Bridge. So we do have the VOR for Kennedy tuned in, and we need to.
New York approach LLA looking for APR clearance to the Ben Gurion Airport.
Let's spin that to. Right now it's not doing anything. We must be a little too far away.
November 314 Echo Mike. Do you have the field?
314 Echo Mike, have the field in sight.
Number 314 Echo Mike, runway 6, clear to land.
Runway 6, clear to land, 314 Echo Mike.
There's one of those big heavies
79 Juliet Whiskey,
popping
runway
through
6,
the area.
clear to land.
Yep, I think that might be that first bridge we're looking for here.
Clear to land number 2.
The Cap Tree Bridge.
Making sure we cleared for the LS for right.
You're turning away from the airport again. I just want to make sure.
There is
you're
a
landing on the
Jones
right
Beach
runway.
Monument. That's another VFR waypoint, but I don't know that we'll be able to see it. And I don't know that it's modeled in
JetBlue 164.
P3D.
Negative.
This is definitely one of the
JetBlue 164,
disadvantages of being in
maintain
P3D
2000.
versus X-Plane.
Just maintain 2000, JetBlue 164.
But I just felt like flying P3D. I felt like flying this plane tonight.
November 197 Foxtrot Delta, enter right downwind, runway 6.
Entering right downwind. 06.
November 314 Echo Mike, just be advised you're upwind in the downwind leg for runway
Uh-oh.
6.
So there's only 3 more guys that he needs to land there at Poughkeepsie, and then maybe we can holler at him before we get too close.
4000, climbing 5000.
We certainly will not turn up the Hudson until we've made contact and got permission here, so just kind of plan that right now. It's only an hour-long route, by the way, what we're flying here from Brookhaven up to Poughkeepsie.
Cleared land number 1, runway 6, Aero 79 Juliet Whiskey, thank you.
Delta 1102, turn left heading 340.
Left turn 340.
We'll see how many guys are hanging out waiting for us, because we'll have about, I would say a good
2000 till
half an hour's worth of flying up the Hudson. But I'm looking forward to it. I have not ever flown this route, flown this transition. It's going to be a lot of fun, I think.
Delta 6071 New York approach, good evening. Cleared direct LaGuardia VOR.
So those of you hanging out again from either Jet Pilot Cinnamon or 757, this is a channel, as you might expect, propeller driven for the most part, looking for bush type flying.
Piper Arrow, ahead to the left. About
Every so often we'll do a little bit of this, but if it's got a propeller in front of it, that's what I enjoy messing around with. We're part of a couple of groups that are a lot of fun. One of them is this Virtual USA Flying Club, and another is an event that happens on the first Monday of every month, and it's called the Bush League Backcountry Fly-In, and that's It's kind of what you're going to find here on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, for the most part. I do have, I admit, a guilty pleasure. I love vintage airliners, so I'll hop in the DC-8. From time to time, I'll hop in the L1011. Got a DC-3, and I've got a 727. So there's a few of those vintage birds that I'll grab a hold of from time to time, but for the most part, this is what I enjoy doing. A little GA action, old school navigation.
197 Foxtrot Delta traffic, no factor landing. Currently number 2.
I've not been paying attention. I did climb up a little higher than I intended to, so I need to get myself back down. Again, 1500. I'm below the shelf. I'll be okay, but I might be. I don't want to be blipping on this guy's radar and then get myself into hot water here. So yeah, Jet Pilot Cinnamon shared the link if you want to check it out. It's the Virtual USA Flying Club, and they're the host of today's event. They've got actually a bunch of events coming up this month and next. We're over the Chesapeake Bay right now. That's a great question. I think. Whoops.
Yeah, we're a little too high on the approach.
I think we just went past the Captree Bridge, and we are kind of hitting this area right here. So I don't know. We're definitely not quite yet at the Hudson Bay just yet. I'm over the Atlantic south of Kennedy. Okay. Trying to get myself back down. Yeah, I'm working on it. I am working on it. So JPC, I'll just ask you, if I stay below 50, will I need to request permission to enter Class Bravo? Will I need flight following? Am I okay? Yep, south of JFK.
Delta 6071, descend and maintain 9,000.
Down to 9,000, Delta 6071.
Delta 6086, expect the ILS runway 4 approach.
I would much prefer to have some flight following. I'd much prefer to have permission. I'd much prefer to have those guys keep me basically where they want me, so that I'm not in the way of the approach into Kennedy or Newark or LaGuardia or all those busy airspaces. All right, down we go to 500. It's just like we're up in British Columbia doing our scud run into Duffy Lake.
There was a VFR aircraft calling New York approach a while ago.
Yes, sir. November 11816. Requesting flight following. We're part of the Virtual USA group that's going to head up the Hudson.
November 11816. New York approach squawk 4377.
4377. 11816. There we go. 4317. All right, and we are Charlie, and we're Charlie on
Delta
V pilot.
6071 at 9,000, reduce speed to 250.
Okay, I feel a lot better now.
At 9,000, we'll reduce speed to 250, Delta 6086.
Because now he can kind of let me know where he would like us to be as we transition up the Hudson.
November 197 Foxtrot Delta, runway 6, clear to land.
Runway 6, clear to land.
Ryan Field.
197 Foxtrot Delta.
Okay. Yep, I'm thinking, had I been closer, and again I tried to stay down here.
November 11816, radar contact just south of the Jones Beach Monument. Remain clear of the New York Bravo airspace. Kennedy altimeter 29er 49er. Caution wake turbulence. Multiple type aircraft landing overhead.
We'll remain clear of the Class Bravo, November 11816. All right, well, and there we go. There we have the
Delta 6071, descend and maintain 4,000.
Let's see, what's this bridge going to be?
Down to 4,000, Delta 6071.
At 12 o'clock. Boy, I do not know my VFR New York airspace very well at all, but so we are down. He said Jones
Delta
Beach.
6086,
So we're right in this area here, although we're more probably down in here. And then right off our 12 o'clock, we're seeing some bridge. What would that be?
JetBlue 164, if you would, just recycle your transponder
All
for
right.
1572 for me.
We're getting there, and he knows where we're at.
164.
And we just need to stay below 50, or excuse me, 500,
Delta 6086,
and we'll be
5,000.
out of the Bravo.
That's a 5,000 for Delta 6086.
Delta 6071, keep your speed at 250.
And then as I look here,
Alright, we'll keep our speed at 250, Delta 6086. Oh, I'm sorry, Delta 6071.
as I look here at my sectional, hate to take my eyes off the wheel here for too long,
turn right
but
heading 250.
250.
looks like that's kind of the key altitude here. 500 feet or below keeps us down below, and if we're staying out here, that even helps that much more. As I come up here, I am not seeing really anything to the contrary as far as altitude restrictions. Yeah, I know I see we're getting awful low. So I think that, yep, there's 1,500. So I think if we stay 500 or below, we're going to be in great shape.
Delta 6086, verify
And
you're
we're
proceeding
down to
direct
200
LaGuardia.
feet. That's probably plenty low.
Direct to LaGuardia for Delta 6086. That's perfect.
There's the New York
November
City
129
skyline
New York,
coming
go ahead.
coming into view. That's awesome. Anybody have the Dojevsky design New York
To Mike
skyline
Charlie,
package?
Roger, and you're going to be the leader.
I've purchased the one of the two New York airports, the 3-pack. The one I have
Mike
is
Charlie, Roger, just advise when you're
has
ready to taxi, remain,
Kennedy
on the ramp
and
for now.
LaGuardia and Teterboro, I believe, and they're fantastic. They really
Delta
are
6086, turn right heading 230.
excellent airports. They're pretty frame heavy, so they were a bit of a stutter bug. But now that I've got a little bit better setup with the old PC, that's not as much of an issue anymore. Somehow I got out of there without the nav lights on. Okay. And I didn't turn my landing lights on. That wasn't a huge deal because I have it set for midday. Alright, so Kenny's thinking Ryan Field's got to be around here someplace. Yep. We're going to kind of head around. There's the Gateway National Recreation Area that I think we're coming up on as well.
Turn right heading 300.
And 700. That's not where we want to be, guys. Let's get back down here. Current heading, by the way, about 300. If I had one complaint with this plane, it is the compass is super dark, and I can't. There's a couple of switches here for panel lights, but they don't. I can't get them to activate. I can't pull them. I can't twist them. I can't right click, left click, spin. The only lights I know how to turn on are up here. There's an overall dome light, which you know, I don't know if that's better. And then there's a little red light, which gives you a rough idea of where you're going. But that would be. I wish there was a way that I could make just that little gauge a little bit brighter. Otherwise, this is a fun little bird. And I shouldn't say it's not Carenado, it's Alabeo. Sorry, it's that sister company, Alabeo.
JetBlue 164, 10 miles from Ebby, turn right heading 010, maintain 2000 until established on a local line of cleared ILS runway 4 right approach.
Looking good, looking good.
010 and establish on a localizer. JetBlue 164.
I believe this is Long Beach here to our north. and which means at the end of Long Beach,
4,000.
be ready to head up.
4,000 for Delta 686.
I don't know my bridges,
Descend and maintain 4,000.
and they're not listed very well on the. They're not listed very well on the chart here. So once we enter the bay, actually I'm seeing the Bravos are down 1,500, 1,300. So it's just right past JFK is where we have to be down below 500. So we're happy to comply. I haven't seen any of the jets. They must be landing to the northeast here. And again, we have our weather is set to clear and calm, just so we can make this flight. But the real world weather, I'm thinking they must be landing to the north.
New York approach, LL8 heavy, spot 15 ready to taxi, runway 4 left.
So as I'm reading this, Kenny Monster, and if a real pilot is out there, but as I'm reading this Bravo restriction here is between 500 and 7,000. So if I can stay either outside this 8 nautical mile ring, which I might be, or if I'm in this 8 nautical mile ring, I'm below 500, I'm below that shelf and I'm okay. Now if I'm out here to this 20 DME ring, then I can be below 1,500. But without a DME in this plane, I'm just going to play it safe. And I don't exactly know where JFK is, and so I don't know if I'm 5 miles or 15 miles away. So that's what I'm going with.
Delta 6071, reduce speed to 170.
Alright, we'll slow down to 170, Delta 6071.
But I await feedback from
maintain VFR at below 500 feet.
VFR at or below 500 feet, 11816. Yep, there we go. So I must be within that 8 mile ring. Now, be in flight following, and we've let him know our intentions are up the Hudson River here. He'll give us some of those little pointers. There's a heavy coming in, so we need to be careful of wake turb. That's pretty cool. We need a shot of that, don't we?
Zero down to 2,700, Delta 6071.
Delta 6086, descend and maintain 2,700.
That's pretty cool.
Delta 2,700 for Delta 686.
That is awesome. Hopefully that won't bounce us around too much, because we only have about 200 foot of wiggle room right here. Yep, it's just a exactly what you're saying, just so that the departures and arrivals aren't having to worry about a stray 170 getting in the way.
Left turn heading 070 and maintain 2,700 until the established grid left runway 4.
There's some pretty good tutorial videos out there about the different airspaces and the restrictions that are imposed for VFR flight. Now, if I'm not mistaken,
11816, you can maintain VFR now at below 1,400. Proceed to the Arizona Bridge.
At or below 1,400, direct to Arizona Bridge, 11816. Okay, Arizona Bridge, so we're cleared there. We must be past that little 8 mile DME ring. And I am thinking this Arizona Bridge is our gateway. It doesn't really say, but I think it's our gateway to the Hudson. So I am going to go up just a little bit because I think I may need some altitude just to clear the bridge.
LL8 Heavy, runway 4 left, line up and wait.
Runway 4 left, line up and wait, LA Heavy.
Big thank you, by the way, to the guys that
November 11816, cleared into the New York Bravo airspace via the North Skyline route. Maintain VFR at 1,500.
cleared to the Class Bravo airspace North Hudson route at 1,500, November 11816.
Delta 6086.
Anyway, big thank you for the guys that came on, and I don't know if there were others that were here before I got here, but it's my understanding that they hopped on here especially to help us out. So, like I said, a big thank you. We appreciate that. Virtual USA Flying Club appreciates that. Anthony, thank you if you listen to this later on. Thank you so much, man. It's always a lot more fun when there's really high quality air traffic controllers.
Left, clear for takeoff.
When it's just us bush hooligans, it can get a little wild and woolly, but it's good to have somebody keeping us in line. So all the guys are there. When the dust settles, I think I see 13 arrivals. I could have swore I saw more, but there were other aircraft in the general vicinity of Poughkeepsie that probably were not a part of the event.
Sure, just continue ahead on this taxi.
But I need to probably have a look at this airfield and just see. Obviously, it's VFR conditions. So, what does this airport have in store? Well, we've got runway 33 and 15,
Okay, thanks.
and we have a 24 and 6. 24 and 6 looks like it's the longer of the two here at 5,000 feet, but we'd be okay with this one here. It's 2744. Ooh, maybe we could request the turf strip. I think I might. Let's do the turf strip. What do you say? We've got the big bush tires on. It's 1,300 foot. We should be fine.
Delta 6086, descend, maintain 2,000.
And then it looks like probably over here by the control tower. I don't know. It could be anywhere for the hangars.
JetBlue 164.
Well, I don't even know if anybody will still be there. So,
cross runway 4
all right,
left.
hold on there. Don't get above 1,500. I think you have a little bit of wiggle room, but it's not 200 feet worth of wiggle room. So I need to get down.
No, right on Bravo. Sorry, right on Bravo. Left on Delta Alpha.
All right, this ought to be fun, guys.
LL8 Heavy, radar contact, say altitude.
This ought to be fun.
1,000.
So that turf runway, by the way, is 25 and 7. Titanium Druid, welcome. Happy Thursday, my friend. We're heading up the Hudson. Well, we're about to head up the Hudson.
LL8 Heavy,
you believe it?
Maintain 12000.
Climb maintain 12000, LA Heavy.
Delta 6086, contact LaGuardia Tower 1187. LaGuardia Tower 1187.
Oh, so you were able to get in on this?
LL8 Heavy, clear direct Betty.
Hey, I'll make you feel better. Just keep your eyes on the stream, man. You'll see something that will make you probably feel a lot better about yourself. Well, I actually don't have the bush tires on this. Well, I think I'm still going to request. Still going to request the turf. So, all right, Kenny, you're out. Thanks for stopping by, man. Tune in later. Watch the archive. You'll see what happens. The exciting conclusion. Titanium.
Take care. Have a great night.
Just had to disconnect to get out of the way. Yeah, been there. Been there. Stuff happens, brother. All right, so yeah, well, I mean, that's what it all is, right? And the best part about it is there's always somebody right behind you that's probably going to make the same mistake or worse. That your flight will be quickly forgotten about. So, and I'm that guy tonight, Titanium. TD, I got your back, man. Right now I can't even fly straight and level. I should request a range here, VFR 1,300 to 1,700, just because I can't fly level. Boy, the only time I fly in here is when I fly that. What's that approach into LaGuardia where you fly over the stadium?
November 11816.
11816, go ahead.
November 1816. Do you want to like double time it or quadruple time it to see if you can get to Poughkeepsie for that picture?
Well, I'll hop over to the Discord and talk to those guys about that.
Roger. November 124 Mike Whiskey, New York approach.
November 124 Mike Charlie, flight of 13 is ready to exit the runway back to the ramp production.
November 124 Mike Charlie, Roger. The company aircraft that you have currently right now entering the Hudson, do you want him to try and quadruple time it and get in for that picture?
You guys.
The guys have you drop here soon. So what we'll do is we'll exit and we'll hang out on the ramp. If he joins us, we'll see if there's still some guys.
November 124. I'm sorry. What was again the call sign?
124 Mike Charlie.
November 124 Mike Charlie, flight of 13. You can continue straight ahead and exit left Echo, left Alpha to the ramp that you came from and cross runway 33.
Echo Alpha cross 33 the ramp. 4 Mike Charlie, flight of 13.
Yeah, you guys don't wait on me. Do your thing. I'll be there in a little bit, but do your thing. Don't wait on me, guys.
Oh, everybody's skiing.
Flight of 13. That's pretty dang cool. That is pretty dang cool. All right. Well, there's the Statue of Liberty. Let's see, what else? What other big landmarks will we have down here?
November 11816, contact with Water Tower 118.7.
1870 11816, see ya. Lady Liberty. LaGuardia Tower, good afternoon. November 11816, VFR northbound on the Hudson, 1500.
November 11816, LaGuardia Tower, good evening. Altimeter 2948.
2948, 11816. Let's see what I've got here. 2948. Yeah, pretty close. World Trade Center site. We should have Central Park coming up here. Hey, Jet Slinger. Yeah, the expressway visual. Thanks, JPC. It's been a while since I've flown that. That's a fun one to fly. I used to fly the PMDG 737 a lot when I was first learning VATSIM and flight simulator, and that was always a fun one to fly. Empire State Building. Yeah, I kind of regret a little bit not buying the Dojevsky design New York City Skyline. I've seen some of the videos. I know it's not new anymore, but pretty amazing, especially at night. This would have been a kick. I should have just left it at night. I don't know why I thought I needed to have it during the day. It would have been easier to pick out JFK. It would have been easier to pick out a lot of this stuff. Yep. Live and learn. Right, Titanium Druid? Live and learn. I bet this looked really, really good in X-Plane Ortho. Next time I fly this, maybe we'll jump over to X-Plane and hop in the Turbo Arrow or something like that. That'd be a good plane. All right. Next time, right? Okay, so we are I believe getting up here to the Central Park area, kind of making this turn, heading my sectional says about 037, and yeah, roughly. So Central Park should be coming up here shortly. I guess this could be it right here. I don't know, again, in the default scenery just how well that's modeled, but that does look kind of parkish. That gives us an idea of roughly where we're at. So about another, well, let's just look together. Should have a stadium coming up here. So this is an 11-mile leg, so I would say, you know, we're getting to where we're about 6 or 7 miles to there, and then another 10 miles, so there's 17, and then another 12. So yeah, we're getting there. I mean, we've got a few more zigs and zags to go. New York. Yeah, there we go. Another bridge coming up. So yeah, a few things we ought to be able to see. Even in P3D land, they do model the bridges fairly well. Yeah, that had to be Central Park. All right, how am I doing fuel-wise? I had full tanks. Yep, shouldn't be an issue. Yep, they're balanced out. We can check our... we do have the ability in this plane to swap tanks if we need to. Generally speaking, I just leave them on both on, and that takes care of what we need. Whoa, boy. Not sure what happened there, but we shot up a little too high. Doesn't look like the stadium that they're talking about on the sectional is necessarily modeled. There is LaGuardia. There's where the river visual, or excuse me, the expressway visual. I'm thinking about Reagan for the river visual. That's where the expressway visual brings you. And again, it's one of those where you're turning on approach, and it's fun to try to get lined up. You really got to hit your altitude numbers just right. So that's kind of interesting that they took us to LaGuardia Tower. I didn't think that Tower necessarily controlled VFR flight like that, but yeah, that's interesting. He'll probably hand me right back off to that approach controller. Looking forward to seeing the Flight of 13 picture, by the way. It sounds like they must have just lined up kind of on the side of the runway or something like that. But if they taxi in, that'll give us a better excuse to request the turf runway there at Poughkeepsie. Low and slow, it's a pretty good way to see this city. Now, am I not mistaken, but was this transition closed, or are you still able to fly that? Does anybody know? Any real life pilots in the chat? I thought I read, and maybe it was only for just a short time, but that this route
11816, contact New York approach
is actually
128.12.
closed.
Have a good flight.
2812, November 11816. Appreciate the ATC, man. Take it easy. All right, back to business. They've settled down a little bit. And approach November 11816. We're back with you.
November 1816, New York approach. Maintain 1,500.
1,500, 11816. Anyway, I thought I'd read it was, and this was shortly after 9/11, of course, which a lot of stuff changed. But remember, then they had the accident a few years later, where the GA aircraft actually crashed into a building, and then I thought, at least for a while, they just completely closed this transition through the New York area, just completely shut it down. But I don't have to look to see if that's still the case. And it could have been a different transition through the area as well. I know, like with LA, there's 4 or 5 different VFR transitions that you can go through. Same with San Francisco. You know, all the major metro areas have those little spots where you can sneak through. Well, or you can request to sneak through. You don't always get cleared to do that, but can sure save time and fuel if you're able to. All right, how are we doing? We got another, looks like another bridge coming up. This is yeah, we're coming up, it looks like, on Tarrytown, how do you say that? And there's this bridge right over the Hudson River, so we're getting close. We're in the Class Delta airspace now for LaGuardia. Okay.
This is 77 Tango Bravo, holding short 13. Nick approach, this is 77 Tango Bravo, are you there?
I'm sorry, say that again, the last aircraft, I apologize, I did not hear you.
77 Tango Bravo, we're just holding short on Papa for 13 departure for traffic work.
November 77 Tango Bravo, enter left traffic, report midfield each time, runway 13 cleared for takeoff.
Okay, we'll report midfield downwind for 13 for 77 Tango Bravo.
New York approach, Delta 680 with the 1515,000 descending via the Corey 4 arrival in the LaGuardia.
Delta 680 New York approach, LaGuardia altimeter 2948, descend maintain 10,000 ILS 4 approach.
Descend maintain 10,000 ILS 4 approach, Delta 680.
Can we line up, wait for 77 Tango Bravo?
November 77 Tango Bravo, I gave you your takeoff clearance. Did you catch that?
No, we did not catch that, but we can go now.
November 77 Tango Bravo, make left, close traffic. Report midfield downwind each time. Runway 13.
I really like the
Okay, we'll report
polished silver.
mid left down.
That's just not something that you see that much anymore.
Delta 3125, ready for taxi. Delta 3125, runway 4 left, taxi left Alpha.
Yeah,
Sorry, left
it's
Bravo,
cool,
right
man.
Kilo, cross runway 3.
I wonder how many people picked it up on X-Plane.
Runway 4 left, left Bravo, right Kilo, runway 4 left.
Alabeo, I don't know, you know,
Delta 3125.
they're just kind of trying, I think, to get their toe in the X-Plane world as well, kind of like Carenado. And this is a pretty good, you know, I think a pretty good plane to do that.
Delta 3125, if you can
Definitely
hear me,
allows
Mike.
a lot of the type of flying that I like to do. And I do enjoy it. Like I said, it's
November 11816, leaving the Bravo airspace altitude, your discretion.
all right. Leaving the Bravo, November 11816. I appreciate the ATC, man. Thanks for coming out.
November 1816, Roger, you just remain on this frequency. I'm just letting you know that you're leaving the Class Bravo airspace.
All right, we'll stay with you, 11816. Never
Delta
quite
680,
sure how far up they
718
go,
now.
so I guess, well, he was landing everybody else, so
Delta
that makes sense that he would stay, or he would help us as well. All right, so anyway, we better look at a few more things here from Hudson Regional Valley Airport in Poughkeepsie, New York. Starting with field elevation, I didn't get that last time, 164. And again, we're probably going to be coming in here kind of from this area, you know, from the south. So we could theoretically, well, real world,
Skyhawk 77, Tango Bravo.
real world
runway
weather is
13,
kind of
cleared.
favoring this, probably this
Touch and go.
approach to runway 6, I would guess.
Alright, 13.
As I look at, I lost my ATIS for LaGuardia, but they're landing the 4s at JFK, so it would make sense that they'd probably give us runway 6. But I'm gonna request maybe right traffic to runway 7 and just see if they'll give us the turf, just cause why not?
November 11816, change to my frequency 132.75.
3275.
Delta 680, descend and maintain 7000.
Descend, maintain 7,000, Delta 680.
All right.
Delta 3125, I see you taxiing. You got a hot mic now. Turn it off.
I wondered who was stepping on that. And approach November 11816 with you.
November 11816, New York approach. How you doing? Delta, disregard. Delta 680, change to my frequency 125.7.
Over to your frequency 125.7.
So we definitely don't have to get any higher than 1500, honestly. We probably shouldn't, as a matter of fact. Just so we don't have to cut that much altitude. But as I'm looking at this here, we're going to be
Delta 680 with you.
Delta 680.
heading to, let's see, Buchanan is the next. They call them boroughs up here. Is that what they are? Little townships. That's what's kind of coming up on the corner. And then the Hudson River, it gets quite a bit narrower. So we should start to see this close down. That should help us figure out where we're at. You know, it's a little bit of a zig and a zag. And it widens back out some. And at this little town here of Newburgh, that's when we maybe need to start thinking about, you know, where we're coming. So this looks like it heads us almost straight in. We don't even need to request, you know, right traffic. We're not coming up here and coming in. We're going to just stay on the river. So I think once
680, descend and maintain 2,700.
Descend, maintain 2,700.
once we get up here by the this U.S. Military Academy, if we haven't already been
intermediate fix on
asked
the
about our
approach.
intentions, we'll just let them know.
Cedric Green, Delta 680.
Full stop, Poughkeepsie. Turf runway.
What am I doing?
Somebody has a hot mic.
You're also on a hot mic.
Must be the guy trying to fly patterns. Do a little pattern work there.
New York Center, good evening, November 772 Lima Romeo Boeing 777 at holding point Papa, runway 13, ready for departure.
November 772 Lima Romeo, New York departure. Change to my frequency 125.7, please.
November 772 Lima Romeo, change to frequency 125.7.
All right, hot mic turned off. Much better. Life is good. Return to normal.
Delta 3125 New York approach.
Delta 3125 New York approach. Client crashed.
Delta 3125. Okay, understood. Just for your future knowledge, I think you had a stuck mic, which is probably a precursor to the crash. Just letting you know.
Oh, geez.
I know you said you had sound issues too.
All right, how are we doing? You know what I haven't checked here is
November 772 Lima Romeo.
cabin heat.
So 772 Lima Romeo, runway 13, line up and wait.
It might be fairly chilly in the old cockpit. Where is the temperature gauge here?
Delta 680, 14 miles from green, cross green at or above 2,700, good ILS
It's in
runway
kind of a
4
weird
approach.
spot. I don't remember.
Carenado forward, 4 approach, cross green at or below 2,700 Delta 680.
Yeah.
Delta 680, that's at or above.
It's cold outside. I guarantee
At
it's
or
cold in
above.
here. So
2,700 Delta 680.
No, 772 Lima Romeo, runway 13.
all right, here's where our river again is starting to narrow just a
Delta
bit.
3125, do you need assistance back to the gate, or can you try and recover the flight from your present position?
I'm recovering back. I'm here.
Delta 3125, beautiful. I can't see where your nose is pointing.
So I wonder how many of the guys are hanging out still. Looks like a few. Looks like a few of the
209.
usual suspects. We've got our
taxiway Kilo.
our man
Continue straight ahead on Kilo,
downwind
cross runway
Sim.
31 left.
We've
Continue
got
Kilo,
Jet
cross
Pilot
31
Cinnamon
left,
in there
Delta
still.
Delta 3125.
Thank you, sir.
A couple of
Sorry
other
about that. I
guys
don't know why my
that
mic keeps crashing.
Nope,
couple of
that's
other
okay.
guys
I
that
think
you might be
something that
familiar
has
with,
to
but
do
I don't
that,
remember
though,
what
is
their
the stuck
screen
mic issue. I
names
think
are.
they're
They're
interconnected, so probably is a
their stream names,
could be
but
a
guys that you'll see if you come hang
it
out
could be,
at
something
the
to do with
virtual
advanced
USA
voice
Flying
client,
Club, you'll get
as
to know them.
related to your
Get to
computer.
know them well.
Roger. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I opened up other frequencies, so it was no problem.
Nobody wanted to wait all the way for me though, and I don't blame them. If you're already on the ground when I'm taking off, you got other things to do. It's late. Shoot, what time is it? It's almost past my bedtime. Feel like I could help this guy out just by canceling the flight following and just coming on in. And New York approach, November 11816.
November 11816, New York.
Yes, sir. Appreciate your help through the Bravo. I think we're good to go from here, so we'd like to just cancel our flight following.
Number 11816. Radar service terminated. Change to advisory frequency approved. Squawk VFR. And for the time being, as long as I'm online, I will be acting as Poughkeepsie Tower. So if you want to give me a shout about 10 miles out with your intentions, I'd appreciate it.
Okay, we'll give you a call on Poughkeepsie Tower at about 10 miles out. In the meantime, squawk and VFR. Thanks again.
You're welcome.
Okay, let's do this thing. 12 Hunsky. 2280. Well, that's nice. He's serving his tower as well. So I think that's actually the frequency that is on the... I'm going to just double check. Hey guys, just double checking, is the Poughkeepsie Tower the frequency that we're using right here on the Discord?
So he's gonna try something. So use the real world Poughkeepsie Tower frequency, Brandon. He's gonna use that.
Roger, I'll go get that.
We figured out after the fact, but that's right.
Real world Poughkeepsie Tower. Geez, so they're gonna make me actually look this stuff up. What in the world? Okay, so here's what I'm seeing, guys. Dutchess County Tower at 124 nothing. All right, I'm game. 24 zilch.
Yeah, we'd like to do some pattern work here. And,
Hey, I hear.
We're ready to taxi.
I hear. Guys working patterns. All kinds of fun stuff. So 10 DME for us. Let's see if we can get this figured out. So this once we get to it looks like Newburgh. This is 8. So I'd say, yeah, once we get to the town of Newburgh, the borough or whatever it is,
Runway 6, taxi
we can
via
contact
Outlook
Tower.
33. Dutchess County Tower, got it.
Dutchess
Eco
County.
Delta.
Okay, yep. And we'll request the
772 Lima Romeo, clear
straight
direct
in
Ricky.
runway 7 full stop. All right, I like it. And I also like, this is kind of cool.
Naturally,
It's
that worked, which means I'm thoroughly apologize for not knowing that ahead of time.
Hey, that's it's no problem at all.
we'll have a little bit of back
You guys do a
channel stuff
fantastic
here if you
job.
don't mind.
Appreciate
That's
it.
okay.
And it
We'll
was
just
really fun to hear all that chatter. And
we'll leave that
you
on.
had me on the edge of my seat the whole night.
Actually, I'm gonna do this. Just so I can stay focused. I'm gonna mute that for just a little bit here, guys. Just a little bit. All right. But anyway, I was about to say, it's kind of cool to see the terrain here. You know, carving through. It's getting a little hillier, a little bit, a few more trees. You know, you get further upstate, obviously, you can get into some fairly mountainous terrain. Kind of makes me feel like I'm back into my comfort zone here. Let's get back down to 1500 though. There's no reason to be too high right now. And I'm going to start to slow down just a bit as well.
Delta 3125, radar contact, say altitude.
So we are true VFR. We're looking, trying to make sure that we're not going to get in anybody's way. There are still plenty of
Delta 3125,
airports in the area with that could potentially have traffic. So we do need to kind of make sure we're aware of where we're at. But now that I know that is working, I'm going to go back to Unicom just in case anybody's trying to communicate via 2280. We've got just one more little stretch, and I think there's a bridge right here before Newburgh. When I cross that bridge, I think that's when we'll pop over to Dutchess Tower, right? Is that what it is? Dutchess County Tower. Okay, I'm good. That was cool going through New York. You know, the one thing I've learned in making these transitions, of course, it's really good to do it the first time on a night like this, like on Thursday night when there's not a ton of traffic. I don't know that I would be requesting that transition during a Friday night ops where, you know, Kennedy was one of the featured airports, but I might try that the second time now that I kind of know what it's all about. But anyway, it's easier than you think, really, truly, and they're designed that way. I mean, they're designed to be straightforward. You know, I like the ones that you find on the LA sectionals because they're pretty well organized. And then there's actually a couple of there's a good couple of website resources also that give you diagrams and further explanation. And I'm sure that there's the same type of thing for this Hudson transition north as well. I just literally got home from work, fired up the sim, saw where the guys were, and thought, what the heck, let's see if we can catch up. I am going to go ahead and put my landing lights on. Maybe. There we go. I'm bummed about the panel lights. I got a feeling there's a way to backlight those, and that's what I need. Just so I could see that a little bit better. Okay, our altitude back down under 1500. Add a little bit of power back in. Looking for that bridge coming up there by Newburgh. And once we get to Newburgh, then we'll check in with Dutchess County Tower. And again, we're requesting the visual runway 7 approach and full stop at Poughkeepsie. All right, I see a bridge. I see a bridge. I think that bridge marks essentially the 10-mile mark he's probably talking about. So we'll stay on Unicom just in case, all the way up to that 10-mile mark. Man, now I'm wishing I would have flown this leg in X-plane, but that's okay. I hadn't flown this bird in a long time, and I felt like I needed to. And then once the Alabeo transition, you know, once they came out this week that they were making it available for X-plane, I'm like, yeah, it was a good call. This is a good plane to pick. All right, so we will we'll just keep our fuel on both. They've been very balanced. Yeah, we're still over 3/4 of a tank on both, and they're nice and balanced. So we'll leave that set for both. Our mixture has been full rich the entire time. We will we'll pop the carb heat on here when we're on final, and we're looking for, you know, a glide speed of about 70 or so, and our flap speed we're there right now. Anything under 100 we can start adding some flaps. Landing lights are already on. It is midday right now, so I don't know how much you would need the landing lights, but that's more of a courtesy just for other VATSIM traffic. It seems like you're a little bit more visible if you have your lights on. I don't want anybody scratching up my sweet Cessna 170B. Newburgh Bridge, just about over it. Let's flip over to Dutchess County Tower. At Dutchess County Tower, Skyline 11816, 10 miles to the south of the airfield. We're requesting straight in runway 7 for a full stop at Poughkeepsie.
Skyline 11816, Dutchess County Tower. Okay, hold south of the airport. We're going to construct runway 7 for you. In the meanwhile, can I offer you runway 6?
I thought there was a turf runway 7 there at Dutchess County, or at Hudson Valley.
Oh, so you're improvising, getting interesting here.
Maybe I just have an old Sky Vector chart. We could do runway 6, but I thought if there was a turf runway, we would request that. But if there isn't, we'll take runway 6.
No, I just was surprised. What type of aircraft are you?
I'm flying a 170 Taildragger.
Okay. Now it all makes sense. Make straight in, runway 7.
Much appreciate the grounds crew getting out there and mowing the grass real quick for me, 11816. All right, I see lights.
11816, just if you could, report a 3-mile final.
We'll report 3 mile 11816. All right, so I do see, I believe, the airfield over there. That's got to be it. I mean, there isn't anything else in the area, so we're going to...
American 190 New York. I do, except I'm also trying to just button up my frequency here and leave. So if you don't mind, by the time you get closer to Kennedy, we're probably going to be leaving, so you can monitor Unicom.
All right, we're just a skosh high. We'll let that nose drop just kind of as we go. We're pulling power back. As you can see, we're getting close to about 90 DME. When I make the turn to final, which now I'm a little worried that maybe there's not a turf runway. I don't know. I guess we're going to find out. I guess maybe we're landing in the grass next to the...
Carlos 94 Heavy New York will be terminating services here shortly.
Next to
There's
runway
another
6.
aircraft inbound via Calverton. I would suggest going to Unicom 122.8. Announce your position, as you two will be nearly converging into Kennedy.
Actually, I think I'll toss my first notch of flaps in right now. Let's get ourselves down to about 70. Get it trimmed out to our arrival.
Carlos 94.
Our glide slope, I should say.
Information 0151 Zulu weather, wind 050 at 6, visibility 3. Mist, ceiling 500 overcast.
We're starting to get a bit high. It looks like maybe 3 by 1 on the
landing ILS runway 4 right approach, departing runway 4
poppy
left.
lights over there. So pulling back again. We'd like 70 if we could get it. That's ideal. And then of course 500 foot per minute is also good for us.
Tower, 8 Hotel Sierra's midfield or runway 6.
Okay, so they're not using the turf runway. I'll be darned. All right, second notch of flaps coming in. Get our speed to 70.
November 748 Hotel Sierra, extend downwind and look for a Cessna 170 joining a final for runway 7.
All right, we'll extend the downwind, looking for traffic, 8 Hotel Sierra.
November 11816, safe position.
Now we're just about 5 miles, just leaving the river right now, heading to runway 7, 11816.
Skyx 748 Hotel Sierra, did you copy the traffic report? Do you know where, can you look out for that traffic?
We are looking. We'll stay on the downwind until we do have the traffic.
I see him, yep.
Skyx 748 Hotel Sierra, you can turn base behind the traffic, but for runway 6, cleared runway 6, excuse me, cleared touch and go.
Okay, turn behind the traffic and clear for touch and go on runway 6, 8 Hotel Sierra.
All right, we do see him, so he's going to extend just a little bit. We won't mess with him. We won't crawl in there.
11816. Traffic is a Cessna Skyhawk ahead to the left of you. He's going to be turning behind you. Do you by any chance have him in sight?
Affirm, we see the traffic, 11816.
Beautiful.
We could slow this puppy down all the way to about 50 knots and just make him really extend, but now we won't do that. All right, it looks to me like I see a little tiny runway here just to the left of the poppies.
Before the group left, we all did donuts out there in the lawn.
I'm also pretty sure they put a bunch of large boulders in your way, but good luck.
Roger. Oh, these guys, I tell you. Here I am trying to be a nice guy, trying to keep my speed up. And, yeah. Oh, noise abatement. Okay, understood. JPC. Glad I was able to...
816, runway 7, clear to land.
Clear to land runway 7, November 11816.
Skyhawk 8 Hotel
Sorry I was a
Sierra,
little late,
runway
man,
6,
but
clear touch and go. Traffic landing
thanks for
runway
setting
7.
up another fun event, dude.
All right, clear touch and go. We'll do full stops this time for 8 Hotel Sierra.
Skyhawk 8 Hotel Sierra.
So that's our
Runway
buddy
6,
Downwind
clear.
Sim. He's a great guy to get to know if you don't already know him. Yeah, I kind of saw you leaked a little bit of information about your Monday flight there, JPC. I think these guys are just jealous that I'm hitting the turf runway and they all wanted to secretly.
Brant, what are you doing? About 30 knots on approach there?
29.
Show off.
He's going to feel really bad. He's going to watch this back and he's going to see I'm keeping my speed up. I'm at 70 right now and I should be down there no faster than 60 because this isn't the longest runway in the world, but we should be okay. We've got a couple more notches of flaps to use. I'm going to use one right now and we're going to get that speed we're going to bleed that off just a little bit more here. Man, we don't want the nose to drop too much. Add some power back in. Gotta keep our slope alive here. Looks like everybody's over on that right-hand side. Anyway, everybody that's left.
Will be terminating services in about 2 minutes.
Okay, we're looking okay. Looking okay. Final notch of flaps are in. Whoa. Not the prettiest in the world, definitely a default airport, but that's okay. It's still fun. Chop the power, bring it on home, see about the stall horn. Stall. Nope. Didn't stall. Have no idea if I'm still on the runway. Hard to tell. Yeah, I'm still am. Alright. Well, alright guys, welcome to Poughkeepsie. We could really mess with Downwind Sim. We could taxi right across his runway.
November 11816, just remain clear of the parallel runway there, runway 6. I guess the turnoff is, to the left area?
Okay, we'll remain clear of runway 6. Yeah, we're trying to kind of get our bearings and see where everybody else is, but we'll definitely not make a move until the other traffic has landed. 11816.
I've only landed. In fact, I'm pretty sure that whenever I last flew at Poughkeepsie, which may have been actually a training, I don't remember there being the turf runway there, but I definitely only ever landed, obviously, 624. So you're going to have to help me out. I have no idea how that connects to the actual taxiways.
It actually on the sectional it doesn't. It just kind of sits right there to the north of runway 6. Kind of so I don't know, but we've got the bush tires on. We'll just kind of make a taxiway.
All right. Let's do something inventive then. Everybody else is off of Alpha on the other side of 33. So you see where Echo is?
A-firm.
All right. Cross runway 6, join Echo, left Alpha, hold short runway 33.
We'll cross 6, join Echo, left Alpha, and hold short 33. 11816. All right, there's
And Skyhawk 748 Mike Sierra, turn left on Alpha, cross 33 to the ramp.
All right, left on Alpha and cross 33 to the ramp for 8 Hotel Sierra.
Okay, he's not on.
Great job tonight, Anthony. Fantastic. How much is tons of fun. Thank you very much.
November 11816, look for the Skyhawk will be right to left on Alpha. You'll be behind him.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and jump in front of that Skyhawk because he was rude to us on final at 11816. Hey, thanks for the ATC, man.
November 11816, okay, you could do that. Cross 33 to the gate. And Skyhawk 8 Mike Sierra, give way to the slow tail dragger who insists on going in front of you. You could follow him or crash into him, however you wish.
All right, we'll give way to Mr. Melvin Leroy. Take it away, young man.
You don't want to scratch this bird because I think you did the livery.
Guys, now it's starting to get intimate. Valentine's Day is next week.
Fun event. Appreciate the ATC again, man. I hope to hear from you real soon.
All right, likewise. I'm going to be shutting down Dutchess County Tower now, that transmitter location, so I will officially lose you. So enjoy, and if you're flying again, monitor Unicom.
Take care.
Thanks, Anthony. Good night.
There's a few guys still hanging out over here, I think. Can't be too sure, I guess. This could be static traffic. I thought there's a tail light still. Or I should say a wing light. At least one other dude here. Alright, we'll pull in. Oh, we've even got a little Piper on floats. That's sweet. We'll pull up next to whoever this is in the low single here. And I think we're about ready to call her a night. Let me wrap up the stream real quick. But before I do that, I'll tell you what I've got planned. First of all, before I do that, again, a big round of thanks for everybody who helped make this event possible. Thank you, Jet Pilot Cinnamon, aka Mike Sanante, the Grand Maestro of the Virtual USA Flying Club, for setting up this fun event. Everybody who participated in it, it sounded like it was a blast. I was behind you, obviously, guys, but thanks for hanging out. The ATC here in New York was really, really good. You heard early on just how rapid fire it was and all that good stuff. So again, thanks for coming along as well. And thanks for you for tuning in and watching the stream. Appreciate the raid from JPC and also the raid from 757 Spy. That was certainly unexpected and quite unnecessary, but it was good to have a little extra pressure on me to do things semi-right, although I don't know how semi-right I was, but that's okay as well. All right, so this Saturday coming up here in a couple days, I do have the PMD G737 on the docket. I'm still testing out a few of my birds to make sure that they are configured to work correctly with my new PC. So the 737 from PMDG is next on the list. We will see if that indeed is the case, and we'll see what the route is based on air traffic controller. Then we do the Chicagoland challenge on the following Tuesday, and I'm really, really excited. We'll be in the Flight 1 King Air 200 Super, a plane I thought was dead. Thought it was dead to me. But a reinstall, and it loves my new CPU, and it seems to be working really, really well. So I am breaking that bad boy out on Tuesday. And then coming up, don't forget this following Thursday, a week from today, it's Nowhere Fast episode 6. We'll be in the Nadrian Cessna 152 back in the X-Plane world, and I've got some really, really cool backcountry sceneries. We'll be in the mountains of Idaho, and I'll tell you, we're starting in Fish Lake, and we're working our way down towards some very, very famous Idaho bush strips. Some places you may have heard of, Wilson Bar and Johnson Creek and Weatherby, and so there's just a bunch of surprises along the way. So I hope you can tune in, or even better than that, join me next Thursday as we do the Nowhere Fast episode 6. That's going to wrap it up for me tonight. I am going to pop over, if you're watching, you're still on the Discord back channel there. I'll come over and chit chat a little bit with you there, Virtual USA Flying Clubbers. The rest of you guys, though, I hope you guys have a fantastic remainder of your evening. Take care. I'll be looking for you on the TCAS as always. Have a great one. God bless.